Can you please tell me why horses windsuck?
That's a good question. I think fundamentally horses windsuck because as a displacement activity, so it's likely to be triggered by boredom or them wanting to occupy their time initially. There's quite a lot of thinking that actually when they do windsuck they get some degree of endorphin release, so it feels good, and so that's why it will become a habitual problem, so they will keep doing it, and so often once they've started windsucking it's quite difficult to make them stop windsucking. Other theories, or certainly other correlations we get, are horses which do windsuck are more likely to get colic and are more likely to have gastric ulceration. Now, whether horses that have gastric ulcers feel the need to windsuck, or whether horses that windsuck increases the risk of them getting ulcers, we don't really know, but there's definitely a correlation between them.
One of the most common questions we get asked is how you tablet a cat. There's 3 ways you can do this. You can use your fingers and pop the tablet into the cat's mouth. If they're a little bit worried about being bitten, you can use one of these as well, which are nice and easy to apply the tablet to the back of the mouth to avoid your fingers being bitten. Or if you've got a really hungry cat, you can hide the tablet in food as well. So this is Maddie. We're going to try and worm her today. And hopefully she'll allow me to do it with my fingers. So you need to hold the cat nice and still, and you open their top jaw and pop the tablet at the back of their tongue and hold their mouth shut, and she swallowed that. So she's had a tablet. Good girl, didn't you?
So chickens are becoming a really popular backyard pet, and certainly one of the questions we get asked is, should we worm our chickens? The answer is yes. If you don't worm them prophylactically, you can end up with problems such as diarrhea, weight loss, and in some cases, death from impactions. So the product we use is put into feed for a week, and it's flubendazole based. So it does the majority of worms. If you do that every 2 to 3 months, depending on your stocking density and your management, you shouldn't have any worm problems.
We've had a lot of questions this year about Schmallenberg virus and quite how much we've been seeing, and with very good reason. It's had a lot of media attention. We have seen Schmallenberg virus, and the bottom line is we knew we were going to. Firstly, because DEFRA told us that it was widespread across all of the UK, and secondly, because in animals that had had blood tests over the summer, we saw that they'd made antibodies to the virus, so we knew it was around. We have seen deformed lambs and deformed calves, so unfortunately there have been some cases of Schmallenberg in our area causing these problems. But thankfully, although it's been widespread in the area, it's not been as prevalent as it might have been and as we had feared, so we haven't seen a very high number of cases. There have also been some reports from farmers that in adult cattle they've seen some signs like reduced milk yield, possibly something not quite right in the cows for a few days, maybe a query over fertility, that in retrospect they'd wondered if that could also have been something to do with Schmallenberg virus. So yes, we have seen it around, but in terms of what the full effects this year will be, we're waiting to see until the end of lambing and calving.